Hey guys, welcome to another one of my Dr. Aaron Berger's quarantine talks. Let's see, I've been getting a lot of kind of feedback from friends and other people I talk to about, and you see it on the news or on other people talking about what's going on. Is this idea that you need to come out of the quarantine somehow transformed, somehow that you're going to be, you're going to know how to play the guitar. You're going to have written that novel you always wanted to write. You're going to learn that language you should have learned. That would all be great. And I'm not against it at all. And if you can start to do some of those things, I think you will feel good about it. But it's also quite possible you might come out of this quarantine kind of roughly the same way you are now. And I guess because I'm allowed to give people permission, I'm going to give you permission to accept that reality and not necessarily feel guilty about it. Maybe the big revelation you're going to have coming out of this quarantine is you really like your free time. And that could be pretty profound. Maybe that's going to change how you live your life from here on. However, in the spirit of trying to come out of this with some goals achieved, I just wanted to give a quick kind of breakdown on behavior modification. The cool kids call it B-mod back in grad school. But one of the basic ways to, motivate your behavior, change your behavior, is to use this thing called the Premack Principle. I think his name was David Premack, and he was studying Cebus monkeys. You can learn a lot from a monkey. Probably a lot more than listening to me. And he studied these monkeys, and he found that basically their most frequent behaviors could be used as a reinforcement for their infrequent behaviors. And shockingly, these primates, this primate system, this non-human primate system, translates into the human primate, right? We are also able to manipulate our behavior and other people's behavior by using frequently done behaviors to reinforce infrequently done behaviors. It's not that complicated. Some people call it the grandma principle or the grandma rule, and it's essentially you can go out and play after you've eaten your peas, right? So for a long time I was in between schools, and I used to ride my bike about 25 miles a day, which is a lot for me. I'm sure that's not much for many of you, but I was younger. And I would do this bike ride, and I would reward myself because it was hard. It was a hard ride, but I'd reward myself with a bean and cheese burrito from El Pollo Loco. I was addicted. I really loved those things. And it was a smoky black bean burrito. That's what it was called. And if I didn't get my ride in, I wouldn't eat it. And that was a pretty good motivator. So what does that mean for practical purposes for you guys? Pick something you want to try to achieve. Maybe it's not that fun to write every day, but then just link it, and it helps to write it down. Or, commit to this goal publicly. Goals committed to publicly, told to other people, tend to be followed through more than the ones you just make up in your head and never tell anybody about. So state what you want to do. Let's say you want to write for 15 minutes every morning, whatever it is for you, and then link that to a behavior that you do a lot, that you really enjoy. Listening to music, playing video games, whatever it might be. Use that frequent behavior to reinforce the infrequent behavior. And possibly you'll start to make some progress on those goals. But it's okay if you don't. These are hard times in a lot of ways, and the pressures that I keep seeing everybody getting put on them from all kinds of different parts of culture and social media seem unreasonable in a lot of ways. So don't feel guilty, and guilt will be a whole nother video, but don't feel guilty if you just enjoy kind of relaxing, getting recentered, absorbing everything that's going on, and maybe you're not learning how to, speak French this year. All right. I think that's about it. Appreciate you taking the time to listen to me, and I'll try to do one of those videos on guilt, and I'll link to one of the anxiety videos at the end of this, because guilt and anxiety are oftentimes interrelated. And I'll talk to you soon. So thanks again for listening, and stay strong.